Good morning, my name's Lee, catching a gorgeous moment outside today with a little bit of sun. It's a bit special, isn't it? So today I'm going to talk about trauma and micro movements. I'm going to be running a workshop on the weekend on Saturday the 8th of May from noon to 3, and it's a mini workshop where we will be diving into trauma and micro movements. And I wanted to give you a bit of a background as to how this came about, that this subject, this topic has circled its way into this mini workshop. I'm just going to sit back. I hope you can still see in here. It looks like it's good. So let me know if you're watching today. Say hello. And oh yay, someone's watching. I can't quite see who it is. So I'll continue. So the background to me offering this workshop, this mini workshop around trauma and micro movements, is I've recently been on retreat in Byron Bay with Dr. P-Tek Chan, who runs these retreats twice yearly. Oh, it's Renee. Hello, Renee. And during this retreat, which Renee was there with me too, the participants deeply wanted to have the conversation about trauma. We all, myself included, wanted to know how trauma sits in the conversation with awakening, with spiritual practice. And so this retreat was quite unusual in that way. There's so much trauma happening around us in our political world, in our economical world, in the world of well-being in our community. Hello. So there's so much going on, and it's super traumatizing to a lot of people. And it was very natural that this question would come up at retreat. So Dr. P-Tek Chan wove this incredible conversation through the 7 days and 7 nights of how trauma sits in spirituality, how it sits in reality, how it sits without bypassing a single moment about that trauma. Especially, the conversation was especially poignant and strong for the women in our retreat. So what I learned so much in this retreat. I learned, I can't even begin to encapsulate what I learned. I might try, but what I wanted to share with you is that there was a man at this retreat who is extremely traumatized, to the point that for the last 7 years he'd only left his house 3 times, and he had such a strong calling to go on this retreat. So here is this amazing man with this really, really deep trauma on this retreat with us. And he goes home from the retreat and he starts practicing these micro movements every time he has a trauma come up, and he practices them with such diligence. And he has been in contact with me, and we've kept up a close dialogue, and he lets me know when he has moved his state of trauma to a state of calmness, groundedness, beingness, integration by using these micro movements. So I have just been so touched by this man's journey, and so I want to bring into the workshop that I'm offering on Saturday how these micro movements can be of assistance with trauma. And that trauma, that residual trauma that sits in the body and sparks back off on a daily basis, this is what I'm talking about. This is how these micro movements can support us with the anxieties, small and large, depressions in the moment or long term, all of the things that we would go through that affect our humanness, our physiology, our biology. We often speak about being not the body-mind in spiritual circles, and I would say we are not the body-mind, and we are the body-mind. We need to be in our body. We need to have a groundedness in our body in order to attend to the traumas of our humanity. And these practices, these micro movements and these other practices that I teach, have this incredible quality that they are grounding. So often in spiritual practices, we're working with the upper centers, the upper chakras, and we're moving into transcendence and higher cosmic awakening, which is nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely like perfect. But in these practices, there's a going down, there's a grounding in the lower chakras and the lower centers of the body, so that the traumas are anchored and grounded and integrated in an earthly, bodily way. And with this comes a free flow between the transcendent and the grounded, waking up and waking down, waking up and waking down. So this is what I'm going to be sharing on Saturday. It's from noon to 3. I'm going to cook you all some soup. We'll start with having a soup and a chat. I'll be sharing with you micro movements. So they are some short movements, and then cosmoform, which is like a sequence of these micro movements. And I'm also going to be sharing with you or demonstrating with you part 1 of the full form reality practice. So it's going to be really rich. Lots of lovely laughs, fun, conversations, sharings, openings, and I can't wait to see you. Let me know if you're interested and I'll send you some more information. It's $15, including the soup, and that's all I have to say today. Thank you for watching with me. Thank you, Renee, for being there with me, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.